Good afternoon. It's October 5th, 2023, 2:30 in the afternoon, PM, in council chambers here in Stellarton for Stellarton Police Commission meeting. I'll get rid of this guy so I won't be making noise. Could we start off? We could have an approval of the agenda.
I would like to add something to the agenda if I could.
Yeah, sure.
Crime reporting online
Okay, and that's number 6.
and digital speed signs.
Number 7,
And police vehicle leasing. That might
So-
be something for in camera.
additional speed signs. I'm sorry, the next one?
Police vehicle leasing.
Yeah,
So that's, 6 is the crime report online, 7 is addition to speed signs, 8, lease of police vehicle, and you have one, Kevin?
just my update for the fall conference.
Okay, right, thank you.
Should I
That'll be
close this
9.
door?
And 10 will be adjourned. Yes, thank you. All right. So you've all heard the changes. Is there any more? Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll approve.
And I'll second it.
Moved by Commissioner Mason, second by Commissioner Taylor. You've all heard the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Thank you. Approval of minutes. Is there any errors, omissions in minutes? You want a second or two to look through it?
I'll approve it.
Moved by Commissioner Mason, second by
I'll
Commissioner
second it.
Campbell.
Yep.
You all heard the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes? John, Donnie, Peter, Susan?
No.
Everything's good? Okay, thank you. Monthly activity report. Monthly activity report. Any questions on the monthly activity report?
Well, I really hate disappointing Chief Hobeck, so I'll ask a couple of questions. One is on the Motor Vehicle Act. So that's 18 warnings and 15 tickets, is that how you read that? Okay. And thefts, I see 15 with no convictions. Can we understand what happened there?
Just there was a numerous amount of license plates that were taken down on River Street. It's just hitting
vehicles,
late at night, just
So we just haven't had
batches
anybody
hit,
yet?
batches hit at certain parts of town.
Work in progress. And yes, I think that was all it was. Thank you.
I just have one question. On the 2 911 calls, any issues with going through Truro on 911 and coming back here? Is that working okay?
Works great.
Okay. No issues at all?
911 doesn't go through the Truro, does it?
It does, yes.
It does go
Yeah.
through the police?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a central dispatch.
Well, 911 would come into Halifax and then transfer to Truro
Yep.
to be dispatched to here.
Yes.
But the line Truro has, they will answer at Stellarton Police. Like they have a line in Truro that's essentially a Stellarton Police line. So when it goes to Truro, they would still answer at Stellarton Police.
Right, but 911 goes through the 911 center, which transfers it to Truro. who
That's what I
dispatches
mean,
to us,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So-
I know the other day, I tried to get a hold of the officers, we had some sandwiches for them, and I called their number, and you had to wait for the procession, and it put me right through to Sergeant Irving. And, yeah, so there hasn't been any complaints or any...
No, especially if there's sandwiches involved.
Yeah, that's great, that's
It'll
great.
go right through.
Sorry?
Said if there's sandwiches involved, that'll be put right directly to them.
No, I didn't go through 911.
You left them a directive to that, did you?
We had a bunch of those subs left over after the meeting, and he said, well, what do you do with them? I said, we'll give them to the police, they're hungry.
And they appreciated it.
Oh, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, Susan? You good?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Monthly report, so can I have a motion to accept the monthly report?
I so move that we accept the monthly report.
Moved by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Campbell. You all heard the motion, all in favor? Contrary minded, motion carried. Strategic, modern facility, where are we at with that?
There's no update until council approves a plan, which will be in the next fiscal.
No, we're talking about the modern facility? Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, but right now, we're kind of in limbo, what's gonna happen. Maybe we go into in-camera, we'll talk about that, okay. Police volunteer programs.
That will just remain on there as it's a strategic goal, but it will not be discussed until 2024.
Wonderful. Upgrade and improvement of the technology, that's,
So as of 2 days ago, the server is installed and everything is switched over aside from scheduling software. But there's an allotment of time tomorrow around 1 o'clock where they're gonna switch it over because it's server based. And then I think by Friday, there will be nothing left on the old server, so we'll be completely on the police server. There was a NCACR meeting today. Basically, where they're at with that is we're still waiting for the rack to arrive for Luke to install the equipment in our room. And once that rack comes in, they'll be able to size it out, and Public Works are gonna build a cage around it, and we can move forward. There was 18 pages worth of revisions that had to be done under the first version of the submission. So Luke is still working at that. I think he's almost done. So I would imagine, if not this week, early next week, we'll be sending another draft of changes that they want. So a little bit closer.
so cars, the computers for the cars, they'll be coming once all this is updated.
Yeah, correct. All this has to be completed first. I believe they could put the computers in the cars and you could get Gen, but we wouldn't have access to Pros or any of our other recording systems. So I think we're just gonna wait until that's up and running first.
I have some names and email addresses for contact, at least in Halifax, that I'll give you after the meeting. And they, as far as the mobiles, as far as the Pros, Pat, the RCMP side, they're handling it there, and I believe they said they've just gone through this with Kentville, as far as getting Pros and Pat and everything up and running. So I have some names of, some email addresses and names to give you after the meeting,
Perfect.
if that helps.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And
Okay, moving on to Donnie, crime reporting.
well, just before we leave there, just one other question. Have you picked a spot where you're gonna buy the computers yet? The onboard computers?
No.
All right.
Okay, you're on, Donnie.
And what did we have first? Crime reporting
Crime
online?
reporting online,
Today, there was a note in the, somewhere I came across that RCMP have launched a website where you can report crimes online. I sent you a link, and I sent you a link. You got the link, did you?
Got the link, yeah.
I went through it a little bit to see, I went in as if I was going to report a crime. It looked pretty decent, similar to the Crime Stoppers apps and so on, except that here they want your information. But it's to alleviate some of the traffic going through the 911, I think. So if it's not an urgent situation, then you can report it to them online and somebody will get back to them. So if you had break-in at your camp or something and, you know, you wanted to report that, you could do that as long as it's not a 911 or emergency at the moment. I wonder if that would be helpful with Pearl, or have they considered any of that? Just to alleviate some of their complaints coming in. We're going to soon have the computers on in the cars, and that'd be a great place.
Yeah, so I'm personally not a huge fan of the online reporting. I think it makes it, there's some stuff we still want called in. In the example you gave, a break and enter, I want that called in. I don't want that reported online. If you have online reporting, you have to have somebody monitoring it all the time, because people are going to take that way out rather than picking up a phone. And some of the stuff that gets reported, and we've had it on our social media, even though we tell people do not report stuff on Facebook because it may not be seen. We don't monitor it 24 hours. An online reporting system almost has to be monitored 24 hours because you don't know what's going to come in. So I have some concerns around it, but if anything like that probably would be helpful to dispatch to lighten some of the phone calls that they're getting. I guess that would be a conversation we could have with them, how they would view that, and if, I don't know if Truro is doing that, I don't think so, with online reporting. We tried it, I know they tried it in Halifax.
They still do it, but they have, I think, a specific amount of actual crimes you can.
Yeah.
And it's like a motor vehicle collision at certain.
Yeah,
level
and
ones
that,
you can report.
Or even something like a license plate getting taken from your car. Well, do you need someone to go out right away and look at that? Probably not. So that's something you wake up in the morning, or even 4 days later, because a lot of times people get their license plate stolen but have no idea.
Yeah.
Unless you actually looked. You could drive for weeks and get pulled over
that's
because
right.
you got no plate, and I didn't know it was gone. It could have been gone anytime. So something like that would be appropriate for that type of reporting system.
and when I went into this one that the RCMP had developed, that's exactly the kind of thing that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Things that weren't urgent, that
Yes.
weren't, you had to
Yes.
jump on right away.
Yeah, if there's certain parameters and we can stay within those parameters, I would agree that it would probably be helpful to dispatch, to take some of the load off of phone calls. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Halifax is right on the municipality's site.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But, you know, here we get stuff coming on Town Suite, Facebook Messenger, systems that aren't, and if it's monitored and it's our communications person for the town that's getting some of these complaints that should be directed directly to the police rather than through her. So maybe that would alleviate some of the stuff coming in on Town Suite too.
Yeah, I know it works reasonably well with the Crime Stoppers.
Yes.
But that's anonymous, right?
Yes, yeah,
But there's something in it for them at the same time,
right, yes.
even if it's getting rid of the competition. Don't necessarily want the reward, just get rid of the competition. Anyway, I thought that might be helpful where our numbers are still high, and I'm sure Toro's going to be the same. So. All right, digital speed signs, have we got any room in the budget for next year, or have you even discussed the possibility of getting some more digital speed signs?
We have a brand new digital speed sign downstairs in the office. It's going up on McGregor Avenue as soon as we figure out how to program it. It just came in the other day, so it is downstairs, it's ready to go. It's going to be solar digital display with the ability to have a message below the speed. So if it's above 50, it'll say slow down.
Yeah.
If it's below 50, you can put, thank you for not speaking or something, whatever you want, or nothing. But it's there, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's good.
One of my projects is, what I'd like to do is every year purchase a speed sign. And all the entry points coming in the sign.
Exactly. I'm thinking South 4th Street's another.
Yeah, that,
Coming in from,
Yeah.
that would be the next one after McGregor. Yeah. And I questioned the mayor, Nancy Dix, Mayor of Glasgow, and the CAO, how effective the one is coming in Abercrombie Road. and they said it's doing its job.
That and Little Harbor Road as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, that's the plans anyway, to every year buy one until all the entry points coming into town are covered.
Maybe Auburn, that might be a spot too.
Yeah, Auburn is another one, yeah.
Coming
Can't
from
forget
Westville
Auburn.
Road.
We can't forget Auburn. But, yeah, that is the plan, to purchase one per year until we have the whole town covered.
Yeah. What's our pricing like on those now? I remember when they first come out,
It's over 4.
is that right? Yeah, I think it was
And that was,
15 to buy it and so on when we first
it's
looked
over
at
4, and this is checking with 3 or 4 different Canadian companies, yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't want to pay for one of those great big ones. And we must be getting close to our leasing
Yes,
buybacks. On both or just one?
just one this year, one next year.
And are we starting to look already or?
Oh, we've been looking, there's nothing to find, unfortunately, right now.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, we're at a point where we're struggling to find a vehicle. Ford has nothing at all, not even anything to give us a price on right now that would be suitable with police, for police type packages. GM didn't even respond to the tender. And Dartmouth Dodge, which is where we get the vehicle, the 2 previous vehicles, and they do leasing, where some of the other ones don't do leasing. So we've leased them from Dartmouth Dodge the last 2 times. He got rid of his last Durango. Actually, Westville got the last Durango a month or so ago. And I checked in with him again, and this has been ongoing for months now, and he's still trying to find me one. So that's where we're at with it. So this lease is going to expire next month, I believe, November. Our intentions in the beginning was to buy it out anyhow. So we're going to, that was in the budget to buy it out. So we're going to buy it out. We're going to do a little bit of upkeep on it and run it as long as we need to. They're still running well. We've done a little bit of upgrading on it, but they're still running fine. A little cosmetic stuff now I think needs to be done. Our deckling is fading. It just looks sloppy, so we're going to tidy that up and run it as long as we need to until we get another one in. But the ask is still out there from Ford, and they stopped making Chargers. I understand they're stopping Durangos as well. So we're going to be limited, not just us, but it's...
So where's everybody going?
They're preparing for EVs is what it seems like everything is looking at.
Yeah, with the electric cars coming more and more prevalent, I think they're stopping making some of them, thinking everybody's going electric. So Bridgewater has 2 electric vehicles. They just got the Ford Lightning electric truck, and that was $103,000 for that truck.
But their monthly,
Yeah.
they did a comparison for 1 month, 1 month charges for fuel and running costs for the Tesla was $61, and for the F-150 running costs per month was $111.
Just over $100.
Just over $100 a month is all it costs them. So if you look at it, that's not even $100 would get you a tank of gas and a
Yeah,
5
that's right.
for gas F-150.
So we're running 24 hours a day. We're gassing up a couple of times, 4 or 5 times a week, probably, so.
But what you're limited to, and I know they have schedules with the Tesla, it's 8 hours a shift is what the run time, so they can do 8 hours for a day shift.
Yeah.
It goes on a charger at 8 hours for a night shift. The F-150, I believe, was newer, so they didn't have a very accurate schedule, but you kind of have to put them together at some point with the charge, right? And that as well.
Yeah, we need a charging station, and, hybrid, something might be
Yeah.
something to consider, but right now, it's a struggle for all policing agencies to find vehicles. So,
How long, quick charge, I guess they have quick charge, how long does it take to charge a vehicle?
A couple hours or so.
a couple hours, I think, yeah.
Is that right? Because going 24 hours, you have to keep them charged.
Yeah, you're almost charging one and running the other if you have 2, and then bringing this one back, taking the other one, charging that,
Yeah,
if you want to keep running 24 hours a day.
yeah.
There's the cycles on charging as well that's going to lower its lifespan, right? Because the typical car is not running like these So you might be better off with a hybrid.
But we're looking and talking to the fleet managers, and they're trying, and we'll get something. It's taking a bit of time.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be hard. Everybody was talking to was the same thing. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
All right, so Kevin's going to give us an update on the police conference he attended for us.
Yeah, just a quick update on the fall conference was at the Best Western in Bridgewater, September 13th to 15th. Thank you very much, by the way, for letting me attend. It was greatly appreciated. As part of that, I was actually able to connect with both the RCMP provincially as well as all of the municipal services, I think except 3, being the Glasgow HRP and Annapolis Royal. But I did get a good opportunity to speak to some of the other members that were there from the municipal services as well as the RCMP, and basically enjoyed talking to them as well. And as well as some of the other police commission members that were there from the different services and agencies as well. Some very good presentations. On the first day of the joint gathering, there were some really good presentations on things like ATF was part stand-up comedy routine, part very knowledgeable about what ATF is doing in Canada on behalf of both Canada and the U.S. Very knowledgeable presentation from the New Brunswick commanding officer, RCMP, as well as Woodstock, Chief of Woodstock, in regards to what they're doing for intelligence enforcement, intelligence-led enforcement, things like that. Who else was there? GM with their OnStar Safety, as well as the CN Police also gave some very informative discussions for that as well. And there was also some good presentations there on the some of the reports that have recently coming out, the Portapic Mass Casualty Commission, what they're working on for that. So there was a lot of good presentations there for the most part as to what was going on. There was also a governance piece on Friday for about an hour there, but that was kind of I'm going to say a little bit of a missed opportunity as far as the people that were there. So it was, there was just I don't know how best to say it, but they just didn't, they had some things they were discussing that I think didn't really encompass a lot of what everybody that was there for the governance side. So, but it was worthwhile. I did meet some people in that aspect as well. The big thing I want to bring out for next year, not only will there be the provincial one, but the governance, National Governance Committee, whatever they're called, the national conference is in Halifax next year. CPA. Yeah. Sorry? CPA. The CPA. It was in St. John's, Newfoundland this year, and next year it's in Halifax, which brings in all the provincial governance groups and police commissions, et cetera. So that would be very interesting as well to attend next year, and it's local, which is nice.
Did you attend that, Chief?
Sorry?
Were you in attendance?
The national one?
No, at this one, Kevin.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for Friday morning, we split. The governance went their way and the chiefs went their way.
Okay.
But other than that, all the presentations, we were at the same ones, yeah.
Yeah, so I found it very worthwhile. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I would look forward to either myself or someone else attending, whoever is interested next year. And like I said, the national conference would be, I think, worthwhile attending as well.
So, Chief, did you get anything out of it from the police aspect of it?
Oh, absolutely. We always do. And the presentations were good. They were, you know, the ATF one in particular was about firearms tracing and the tracing of the spent shells from after a gun's been fired, how they trace them, where they trace them, the value in tracing. That was very important to us. All of the stuff. And it's, you know, we had our own business meeting that we had some things to clear up, which we did. There's some changes to our Nova Scotia Chiefs executive. with the resignation, or the retirement of Chief Kinsella from Halifax, who was a representative on certain committees, so there's a little bit of shuffling going on there, and, but yeah, absolutely, it was a good conference.
Okay, thank you. No, I just wondered, because I know it's set up by the governance through the NSAPG, and I just wonder from the police aspect of it, if you guys get anything out of it.
Well, this particular conference was, really was the Nova Scotia Chiefs Conference, that it's a joint conference, but I think it was organized all by the police. From when you say, Kevin, it just seemed, other than David Walker's presentation, he's the board chair resigning board chair from Bridgewater. It was all police, really.
He's the chair of the NSAPG.
Outgoing, yeah.
Oh, he's not, he's stepping down?
Yes.
If I understand correctly, November,
Oh, is that right?
there'll be an interim one until the next vote, and I'm not sure when the next vote is.
He's done a great job. Dave's done a great job. That's
Yeah, I
too
think
bad.
10 years, I think he's been
Doing,
a chairperson for like 10 years, so
Yeah, I know.
he is stepping down.
he's a big advocate for policing and for his community, and
Yeah.
he's been doing it a long time.
He's a former mayor too. Of
Yes.
Bridgewater, yeah. That's too bad. They're gonna lose a good person there. Okay, thank you. Our next meeting is November the 2nd, 2023. And can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. We're adjourned. We'll go into